Welcome back to the Sales Genius Podcast and the War Games Group. I'm your host, Joe Ingram. Today, thrown together at the last minute, I had to push our guest to come on for us. She wants to really share with you guys, but it was my mistake in pushing us off from Wednesday. So I want to say thanks for everybody who's jumping on a special edition Friday live. Today's guest, Tiffany Cano, the CEO of Highly Perceptive People Academy. She's going to join us. She's going to take Tiffany's journey as a healer began when she was only 8 years old. And since then, she's become a trusted guide for empaths, intuitives, and transformational leaders. And let's be real. If you're going to lead, you want to actually lead transformation. So in this, unveiling the and healing blind spots for entrepreneurs, right? Tiffany's going to share her expertise on helping you overcome your blind spot, strengthen your boundaries, and align with greater abundance in every area of your life. So whether you believe you're an empath or not, you're going to learn how to embrace your gifts as a leader to elevate your impact. And her insights will be invaluable. So I'm going to tell her, let's get it kicked off.
Welcome to War Games, hosted by the sales genius Joe Ingram. If you're looking to win the sales battle, then you have joined the right team. In the War Games group, we devise strategies for sales, marketing, branding, mindset, and attitude. We enlist the assistance from the most successful producers across all industries. We then share their knowledge and techniques with you. Our single goal is to get you ready for your next sales opportunity. When it comes to crossing the minefield of sales, step in the footprints of those that have crossed before you. Now, prepare yourself for boot camp and beyond. It's time for the War Games to begin.
Are we playing games?
Hi, I'm back. Let's go ahead and bring VIP Netta up on the stage. Welcome. This is Ingram. We also going to bring Tiffany Cano on. Tiffany, welcome. I'm going to move us around a little bit on the screen. And I'm going to say switch with me. You go over there, take the big spot that comes on. So question for you starting off, and understand everybody, I always tell everybody, it's not an interview thing. You just have to talk, and then I'm going to ask questions anyway. So,
okay. Sounds
yeah.
great to me.
So you've been working as a healer. So first off, I'll say define healer. Then the second thing I'm going to say, since you were 8, right? So since you were 8, that means a lot of experience that helped to shape your approach to helping people and going through that. And on our show, we like to do it more towards business, but at the same time, when it comes to business, it's all about people. So I think it's going to jive really well. So define a healer for me, and then how that has helped you to become who you are when it comes to helping people now.
Absolutely. I think healer can be, gosh, such a big umbrella word to mean a lot of things. Ultimately, for me, it's about being an energy healer, a clairvoyant, able to see what's going on in somebody's body, like as a medical intuitive, see what's happening in their aura, see what's going on with the energies within them, their business, between them and their clients, and be able to help them to elevate, to up level, to improve personally and professionally. But healer could simply also mean a mom loving her kid and like just bringing that like warm and fuzzy, healing, loving energy in. So I'm mostly going to talk about the spiritual components of healing.
Okay.
And I'm also going to do some neuroscience with you guys because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of bored with all the talking heads. I actually want to get down and dirty and like do some
Fantastic.
kinesthetic, exercises with you guys.
That's fantastic. So again, we're good to go. We like to play full out, and whether they watch it the live right now or on the replay, I think we're going to make some impact today. So I say let's go for it. So tell us where we go next.
Well, first, I just want to give a peek into the things that I can see clairvoyantly and how that can impact people's business. Okay.
Okay.
So for every 100 to 200 conscious thoughts we have, there's 11 million subconscious thoughts that are underneath the surface. And I'm trained to see what's underneath the surface, those 11 million, which is why a mantra isn't enough. Saying, oh, yeah, I'm super successful. That helps. It's good. And what's the 11 million that's underneath that? So for a lot of people, in those 11 million might have old stories, old wounds. Perhaps mommy or daddy judged them, yelled at them, criticized them, or said things like money doesn't grow on trees, or who do you think we are, rich, or some other negative thing about money, about life, about business, something that would kind of jar their confidence as a little kid growing up. And so those types of things tend to fester at a subconscious level and may or may not. You might be aware if you do a lot of consciousness work, but maybe not. And that is where I come in. And Joe, as you mentioned, I've been getting paid for it since I was 8. I started
That's
charging.
against child labor laws. It was just tips back then.
Maybe.
Totally just tips.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was at my dad's barn. He's a horse trainer, and he saw me doing something hands-on that probably looked like massage to him. And he goes, "Oh, they're rich. They can afford it. Just charge them $1 for 10 minutes." He had no idea what I was doing. Nor does he remember telling me about it.
Of
But it
course.
literally was the thing that had me start charging money for services. So I didn't have a lemonade stand. I had
Right.
a lineup of people who
You
wanted
were the
some
horse
music.
healer. Yes.
Yeah, I did actually work on horses and people and pets my whole life. I mean, I love working on both, really, because even when someone sends me animal stuff, I often have to do a little something on the people because they soak it up.
Yeah.
But this is about business, right? So
Yeah.
what type of things are we bringing into our business? Are you having a positive mindset on the surface, but then underneath, are there all these little grumblies like, I'm a failure, I can't do it, I can't afford it, I'm so tired, I'm doing all of this stuff all by myself, or I'm wearing 10 different hats. And there's this energy of lower vibration, negativity. Energetically, it looks dark. Like negative thought forms actually look pretty dark, dirty. When you think something negative, your whole aura shrinks and gets dirtier. When you think happy thoughts, spiritual thoughts, loving thoughts, your aura expands and gets bigger and brighter and shinier. And in order to sustain it at that level, we also have to kick to the curb those
Right.
little negative thought forms, negative imprints,
Those 11 million other unconscious
Exactly.
thoughts that say, wait till this blows up in your face, like the last
Yep.
3 things.
Yep. Every single time I've grown in my business, I've needed to do some inner work and outer work. But like if our inner work is super aligned and congruent, then when we go to take those empowering positive actions, it lands. We make those sales. We build that website or web page with ease. We rock it. Oh, Mo. Hey, Mo.
Yes.
Think positive. Yes. I love that Mo's here. So, yeah, that was cute. So when we're working on getting ourselves internally aligned and then we show up and do those actions, we can just succeed and skyrocket. So what are some ways that we can get our brain and our mindset at a conscious and subconscious level aligned and congruent? Well, sometimes I pull out my woo-woo healing stuff, but today I want to do neuroscience. I want to get us aligned and congruent from the inside out. So I'm going to charge you to bust out a pen and paper. If you don't have one, grab it. Ooh, Joe's at the ready. Awesome. Okay.
I already wrote down 200 thoughts, 11 million, right? Unconscious thoughts. So I'm already
Yes.
collecting data. Yeah.
Okay. So there are some ideas that I want to give you for this next part. We want to write empowering, present tense, positive goal statements. And then I'm going to take you through a kinesthetic process where you're going to get aligned. Okay, so no driving, no operating heavy machinery, because you're going to need your arms to do this next part. So, Joe, can you put on the screen for me that little money slide that I told you to? There you go. So, here's a few ideas. I made a couple of slides for you as just to get you started. Pick any one of these or something that's like it that resonates. So, whether it's writing a goal, heart-centered, intuitive go-getters pay me in full for my services, programs, and products. Option 2, I attract high caliber, open, and receptive clients who eagerly pay me in full. Option 3, my clients know my value and gratefully pay me well. This one is one of my favorites, but skip to the next page because I think that one, this one, I love money and money loves me is my absolute favorite. It's so simple and so powerful. And it overrides a lot of those money stories that we might have had growing up as a kid. Another option, I trust myself to make empowering decisions. I know a lot of people who say, yeah, I think that would be good for me, but I don't trust that I can do it or that I'm going to follow through. And so they hem and they haw. So if you're one of those that likes to procrastinate, write this one down. I trust myself to make empowering decisions.
Well,
The
I
next
only
one.
procrastinate because I'm waiting for myself to get even smarter for the last minute, right? So,
That's good.
yeah,
Good try.
right. Yeah,
All right. Another one. I confidently attract many new paying clients and students.
I like
That
that
one's
one.
a
It's
fun
easy.
one, easy
Yeah.
one. Go to the next slide, please. I easily speak on 1 to 3 stages a week. So for those of you who are speakers, this one might be right up your alley. Another option that, and I specifically put this in because there's a lot of people who want to grow in their business, but there's something holding them back where they don't quite feel safe. Safe to be seen, safe to be out there in the world with their particular gifts and talents. So I wrote, I'm safe to be seen and put myself out there in business.
Love it.
Or you can do, I'm strong and resilient with excellent boundaries. There's one more slide for options. Okay. I do whatever it takes to be successful in business, right? Because we may want to be successful, but are you actually putting in the effort? So this one is for those who need a little more oomph in your step. Or I'm committed to
Okay.
doing empowering money generating activities. That means you get off
Cha-ching.
your bum and you go make sales calls or do something that's actually going to generate money.
Go prospect. What are the odds of that? Yes.
That's right. That's right. And finally, I am super successful and attract high caliber people in my life. Okay. So you can put the slide down for a second.
No, I want to
Those,
pick on you for a second because I know
oh,
you know
okay.
your stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, what I've always gone through, like, so the last one,
Yeah.
right? The I am it's talking present tense of a future state, right? So, I'm saying that I'm super successful and attract high caliber
Oh, and
people, not
attracting. That was a
okay.
typo.
Okay,
Attracting.
there we go. Right? So, but there's a lot of times, right? Those 11 million other thoughts when
Yes.
I say I'm super successful, right? And my brain goes, well, here's your bank account. What are you talking about? Here's your social media platforms. What are you talking about? Here's your view count on your TikTok videos. What are you talking about? Right. And
Yep.
so, where everything up to this point, right, I was like, oh, wait, every one of these is pushing me out there and I can step into it.
Mm-hmm.
Where this one, I can hear
Thank
the
you for
brain.
catching. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you for catching that typo and Yeah, maybe it
We'll
was
take it off the screen. Look,
subliminal.
there is
Yeah.
no typo. There's
The
no typo. It's
what
not even
typo?
there.
We don't
Yes.
I
Yes.
see nothing.
Yes.
Get out those 3 monkeys. See no evil,
Right.
speak no
Yes.
evil, hear no evil. All right. So, did everyone write down one that you want to play with? I know it's sometimes hard to narrow it down, but just pick one.
I did one.
Okay, Joe, what's yours? Let me muscle test it.
Yes. So I confidently attract many new paying clients. I'm not gonna lie,
Okay.
it was short.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
went through them so fast. I started the other one. I attract high caliber, open and and then we went to the next slide, and I was like, oh, okay, what's on the next page? Yes, this one I
Okay.
can write down in speed. Yes.
Okay,
So
so I just tested it and it tests weak, which means you're not internally aligned yet. However, by the
okay,
time we get done with this, 99.99999% of the time you will be.
perfect.
Like that. So, and I also tested if that was a good one for you to do. Okay.
Okay. Did that test good? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it tested
Okay.
that was a good one to do right now. Okay.
All right. All right.
All right. So that's now we're gonna cross our arms at our chest.
Have to make sure not to hit the microphone. Yes.
There you go. And now with your eyes closed
And I know
and
you can
allow
see me, so I have to do it. Yes.
okay. Mentally, silently repeat your goal statement that you chose over and over for the next 1 or 2 minutes until I give you the next instruction.
We need music. It's a podcast. Come on. We need something playing in the background. Yes. So everybody else should be doing this at home as well.
That's
All
right.
right. Unless you're driving, which she started the show with that. Yes. All right.
So keep repeating that goal statement over and over. Go ahead, uncross and recross so the other arm is on top. There you go. Exactly. Good job, Nita and Joe.
It took a
Continue
lot for me. I
repeating
know.
your I know, it's rocket science over here. So go ahead and continue mentally, silently repeating your goal statement. Okay, next one. Go ahead and open your eyes for a second so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. So you want to be as if there's an energy ball between your palms and you're tapping your fingertips together like this. And while you're tapping, you're continuing to repeat that same goal statement. Stay with it and close your eyes. Very good. No more tap, just touch. And continue mentally, silently repeating your goal with your eyes closed. Okay, when you're ready, you can relax. If you happen to have water nearby, take a sip. No, not Cerveza, water. I kind of heard a thought about that.
Yeah. That's okay. Neither one of us drink, so it had to be somebody watching.
I
So I'm
know.
gonna blame Lynn Serrano because she's on there too, so she's watching.
Okay. Now go ahead and verbally say your goal again. Let me test it.
I tweaked it, right? But I confidently tracked many new paying clients. So I confidently attract many new high paying clients.
Test strong now. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, all the rest of them, I was like, But then when you actually said bring them together and touch, and it could quite possibly because that was towards the end where enough of it had resonated. But when I did that one, it felt different. Right.
Yeah, like it integrates it in
Yes.
a particular way so that your right and your left brain and the corpus callosum in between, like it connects, it integrates, you're anchored in. So that I love doing like the last one or two parts of that one.
Right.
Okay,
No,
so
that makes sense.
now that it's in ya, what is one or more actions that you can take to anchor it in even further?
Oh, well, so then I would say do a video,
Mhm.
right? So, because I'm confidently attracting,
Yep.
right? So I have product videos that I just had created that I can go put out now and schedule onto social media because I haven't yet, but I do
Nice.
have them. So that would put out and start attracting more people to me. So I could
Yeah.
go live while I do this exercise so that everybody sees me doing it. Yes, I could do that. Yes.
Fantastico. Okay, great. So make sure you get it on your calendar with a
Mhm.
reminder and notification and, something that you're going to do today or within the next few days. Like pick one or more actions. And this goes for everybody because there was actually studies done, surprise, surprise, about there's a direct correlation with
Law of diminishing intent. Yes,
well, I mean, the percentage was with which people were successful around that particular goal was directly dependent on whether or not they did the action and to
right.
what extent they did the action. So it's like we can get ourselves internally aligned, and then you still need to follow it up with an empowering action that's going to serve you well.
Yep. I got it. So
You got it. I
it'll
got
it'll
it.
happen. It'll happen today. It'll happen today.
Netta, you got it. Okay. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. I like
Oh,
it.
uh-huh. So that's just one of many, many, many different healing modalities and tools that I have access to. That one was called a crossover balance. I like it because it's fun and simple and easy and fast. And, when
So
it
give me
like,
the neuroscience. Give me what the neuroscience was in that. Because again, you threw out the words like kinesthetic, which most of us couldn't spell if we wanted to. But
okay.
so in looking at it, so why would that become more empowering based on what we just did?
Versus just doing like writing it down as a goal or saying it as a
Right.
mantra. Okay.
Right. Well, so for most parts, I'll say looking at, and I'll throw this up like this stuff here, right? So
Mhm.
looking and going through the different slides, a lot of these things people aren't thinking, period,
Mhm.
right? So they're
Yeah.
not even thinking along those lines to try to get themselves out of their current situation, right?
Right.
So just right now, just enlightening them to the possibility of saying these are things you can
Yes.
think of, right, to go through.
Mhm.
But what's the difference between I read it and I thought, great, that's me, and I'm done, compared to what we just did?
So the reading it just kind of had it on a surface conscious level. When we brought in the crossover balance, which was the action of actually crossing our arms at our chest and doing, the tapping and the holding here, it actually stimulated the right and left brain and the corpus callosum, which is like the highway between the right and left brain, to actually create new neural pathways to anchor in this new goal. So it went from like just a thought into the body in a very scientific, specific way that allows you to get your subconscious aligned and congruent with your conscious mind.
No, I love it. Thank you. Because
Absolutely.
again, some people are going to be like, that's not going to work because of blah, blah, blah. And we're like, look, now it's science.
Do we
Yeah,
have
there,
to make it? Do we have to understand it to make it work, or just saying it and exercising it will make it work?
just doing the exercise in and of itself, miracles happen.
It works.
Of course, anytime you add in a little extra zhuzh because you're like, yeah, I totally get this, I love this, then it tends to even happen faster, right? And go even deeper. And when you can do things like this throughout your day, when you notice, let's say you're resistant to putting up that social media post or doing, some bit of marketing, some aspect of sales, and you're like, I must have a little kink in my noggin, right? And then
Right.
you do something like this and it gets you reinvigorated and motivated and aligned to then go do that action efficiently and easily and quickly and now. So if I'm, being delayed and not liking an activity, I do something like this. I pick an empowering positive opposite of what I was resisting and I do that. And then I get that action done in a smidgen of the time.
It's a technical term. Smidgen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And there's actually
Like a
been
pigeon with a lisp.
a
Smidgen.
smidge. I know. Joe's always so funny. I love you. So another thing to note about this neuroscience technique is we actually did brain mapping before and after to actually see the changes in people's brain.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And
So
so
it
it's
wasn't
noticeable enough.
absolutely
Yeah.
on
That's
brain
great.
mapping and brain scans. The brain literally changes as we reprogram our subconscious mind and create these new neural pathways. It's fantastic. I love this stuff. Like
love
I'm a
it.
geek and I'm a nerd and I'm totally woo. I
Exactly.
get my right and left brain together.
Right. So, and that's one of the funniest things when I coach a lot of the woo
Yep.
factors in there. I'm like, you realize that everything that's woo and out there and more on the spiritual side has a direct correlation to a business term. And so if you're going to go pitch to corporate your woo side of life, right? The answer is just find the corresponding corporate term to say that we're going to go through and do this. And then you go in, teach what you teach,
Yep.
right? But you don't walk in going, I'm going to remap your unconscious biases and limiting beliefs and things, right? Because we can all ascertain what it is. And a lot of times in business, the limiting beliefs that were given to you that weren't yours, right? Like you started in the beginning with money doesn't grow on trees, even though it's paper and paper comes from trees. It's all just weird stuff. But when you look at that and go through, right, that was programmed into you, not by choice.
Yeah.
And so as you go into it, I can say we can repurpose what people are currently believing to get a different outcome, as opposed to saying, let's remove limiting beliefs to do that. And if you're going to go talk corporate and say, hey, why don't we just get your team to think about things different? And we go, let's just change the way they see anything that's opposing to their normal view. And they go, yeah, we need to do that. But if you walk in and go, we're going to help you get rid of limiting beliefs, they're like, go ahead, take your fairy dust and leave the room. So just find the correlation. It'll make you so much more money. So,
Absolutely.
fantastic.
And for those of you who want some extra TLC and attention from me, I will go in and I will, if you let me, I will help you see what is in your blind spot that's blocking you from being successful at business and money, health, life, because I see those things. So Joe, if you wouldn't mind putting up the last slide for me, I'd appreciate that. those are just client testimonials. But there you
That
go.
one. Yes.
No, the next one. Okay. Callwithtiffany.com.
Boom.
Okay.
A URL person like me. I like it.
I only have pretty links
Yes.
for everything. So
Agreed.
not only am I going to give you 15 minutes of my time, which is precious, and I charge a lot of money, I will give you 15 minutes of my time because it's Joe's people. And I'm
Word.
also going to sweeten it with a money magnet program.org, which gives you 21 days of prosperity healings that are 20 minutes each. So enjoy.
And they're audio files?
Those ones are audio. Yeah. And then when we're on the phone, I have other gifts that I give you just for even signing up for a free call with me because I'm generous. I have 28 different online courses. So I got tech and you know, a plethora of things to give you guys, but this will get you started.
So they can schedule the blind spot strategy sessions with you,
Absolutely.
and then you'd be able to, after you're doing it with them, say, here, go listen to this, do that. And then you also
Yes.
have, this will help you to go further beyond where we're at,
Yes.
paid or whatever it is,
Yes.
the courses. So you're not just saying, come here and I'll laugh at you because I can see your blind spots.
Oh, no
Right? I'm
way.
actually going to help you to get through that and shine the light
Yes.
into the darkness.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I come from a heart-centered space and I'm a giver. You know,
fantastic.
that's love. Love is who I am. So part of my love is giving. And I also have extra free gifts on my cell phone app. If you go to tiffanysapp.com, it will forward you to my HPP Academy app. And then there's even more gifts there. Like I have abundanza. I live a life of miracles and abundance. So let me share.
That's fantastic. I love it. Okay, now what are we going to find when we go to highlyperceptivepeopleacademy.com? Because
That's
it's
my
been scrolling across the screen the whole time, and I
That's
know
my
you all saw it.
website. I
Yes.
mean, and I have a ton of stuff there and even more free gifts. So definitely go there. That's my business website. But if you specifically only want to have a free 15-minute call, then go to callwithtiffany.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Or go to tiffanysapp.com.
That's right.
Check out the app
I
on your
got you.
phone.
I got your back.
Available in both app stores
Yeah. Well, I'm on
for
Apple.
the iPhone people and the wrong people. Yes.
Oh, I'm an
Yes.
Android phone, but I'm a MacBook Pro.
Yeah. I
You
know.
know, so
'Cause
I do the
when I
dance.
text you earlier, I typed slower because it was the green bubbles, right? It's on the iPhone, so I knew that. So
Yeah.
perfect.
Well,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Miss Tiffany. Appreciate you. So everybody, highlyperceptivepeopleacademy.com. Go check it out. Go out to tiffanysapp.com for the mobile app. There's free
Yep.
gifts on both. Then do call with Tiffany and find out what your specific blind spots are if you don't know them. I'm going to say, based off of all of my years of training, is that if any of those first 3 slides that had the options of the 3 different things or 4 different things you can pick, if one of them hurt you to read, that's the blind spot you're avoiding. Right? You look and go,
Yep.
well, I can't say that. You're like, okay, then you need that blind spot fixed. So I would go, and again, she charges a lot of money. She gives a lot of stuff for free, but when she does dedicate her time, she charges a lot. So I would take her up on the 15-minute blind spot strategy session. So, Miss Tiffany, thank you so much for coming on and helping to share us identify our blind spots and giving us that neuroscience routine, which was not difficult. Okay.
I
And you
picked
could
the
probably
easy
remember it.
one. I
Yes,
picked
that
the
was good.
easiest one.
Right. That's the smartest thing to do on the Sales Genius podcast because the genius thing has to be easy. So everybody gets it. So, Netta, any questions from you?
Nope, I got a lot. Thank you.
And Netta, I do remember you when Bob Donnell used to do those next level events.
I remember you
And the
too.
two of
Yeah.
you would come together. Yeah. So it's good to see you
Fantastic.
again too.
Good
So
to
Well,
I
see
thank
thank
you.
you all. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. Reach out, callwithtiffany.com. And everybody that's out there, go out and sell something today.
Yes.
Thanks. Take action on your blind spots.
Mhm.